there's a huge disconnect between fitness and medicine.
Yeah.
Recently, more and more studies have shown out the benefits of exercise, and recently it's been more and more accepted. But there's still a giant gap. I'm trying to fill that gap.
This is Don't Fear Grit with Rob Taormina. Marketing strategies and advertising technologies to help you build a better business.
Hey guys, welcome back to Don't Fear Grit. I'm so excited about today's episode. We have a fitness guru, and I'm giving him this title. I don't want to say too much, but I'm going to allow him to give some context. But he is a local guy, local entrepreneur. He's absolutely killing it. He's a brand new sort of startup, but not new to the fitness world. Anthony, welcome to the stage, my friend.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know we have a mutual friend. We'll get into that a little bit later on, but give our audience some context. Let them know who you are, what's the name of your business, and where can they find it?
My name of my business is Redefine Fitness. We're a personal training studio over in Mount Sinai, New York. For those that know the area, there was a giant king colon in there that went out, so that's why everyone knows us.
Nice. Okay. So good location.
Good location. Great.
Very, very cool. I want to get right into your backstory.
Absolutely.
Because one thing that a lot of people want to know is the why. Why did you open up your business? What led you to where you are today?
Good story. Started when I was young. I was extremely unathletic, unlike most people who are trainers. Ran a 15-minute mile, which is walking for most people who don't know distances.
Right.
Push-ups never happened.
Gotcha.
But made my way into college to pursue a degree in psychology. I took a lot of intramural sports. I loved being active and engaged.
Yes.
So I was playing a sport called broomball that most people don't know. Just envision deck hockey.
Yes.
But on ice.
Got it.
In sneakers. Great sport.
Oh, sounds really safe.
Super safe. You wear a helmet. But one of the games we were playing, one of my friends was on the opposite team, and he fell on his ankle the day before.
Yeah.
So I was aware of that information.
Yep.
And he went to go slide tackle the ball away from me. And I went to go step around his ankle because I didn't want to hurt him.
Yeah.
Needless to say that the back of my ankle hit the ice like this, and I fell backwards.
Oh, jeez.
And I whipped my head on the ice. Doctor said if I wasn't wearing a helmet, I probably would have been dead.
Oh, my gosh.
So that's awesome.
So it was a violent fall.
Violent. There was 2 games being played because they played the short way of the rink.
Yeah.
It was so loud, the whole stadium went quiet.
Oh, my gosh. And they were freaked out.
Oh, some people were. I was just more in shock. I didn't black out.
Okay.
So got off the ice, went and sat out for like 10 minutes, then went back in and finished the game.
You finished the game.
Yeah.
After suffering a very severe head injury.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
You're
continue.
in college.
Well, that's true. We survive on microwavable meals in
Exactly.
college, so I get it. All right, go ahead, continue.
My friends and I, we all gathered our stuff together. We walked back to my dorm room. I went to go sit in the bed, and someone went to go ask me a question, and I just slurred my words.
Oh my gosh.
From that point, which was in February, all the way into May, I remember absolutely nothing.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Serious.
Oh my gosh. All right. So obviously you hit your head a lot harder than you originally thought.
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
Oh my gosh. You know, I actually hear a lot of these head-related injuries. They happen like this, where at first you don't think it's as bad as it is, and then all of a sudden it could be a couple days, or even sometimes months later is when all of a sudden, boom, something really serious happens, and you realize, wow, I did some serious damage. In your case, that's what happened.
Yeah, it was pretty screwed up.
Wow. Were you nervous? I know you're saying you don't remember much, but I know you had obviously friends and family around you. What was it like going through that? I mean, it must have been terrifying.
From what I was told,
Yeah.
I was miserable.
Okay.
I laid in my dorm room with the lights off and just moaned.
Really?
And I was fed from other people.
Oh my gosh.
My ex-girlfriend at the time apparently just brought me food, and I just
Yeah.
ate and laid in the dark because it was
Oh
back
my-
in my head, so it was my eyes. I couldn't look at light. That was the
that
most
would bother
daunting
you
thing.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on Percocet, Flexeril, which is a muscle relaxer,
Oh
and
my
then a
gosh.
strong dose of ibuprofen for those 3 months as well.
Holy cow.
Just trying to cope with the pain. My neck was so stiff and my
Yeah.
shoulders were stiff. I couldn't move.
So how did you claw your way through this?
So originally, I did what most people do. I went to a bunch of doctors.
Yeah.
Went to this specialist, that specialist, tried physical therapy. I couldn't move my arms above this, and I couldn't move my neck more than this. This is all I could do. That was my range of motion.
Wow.
And I would get migraines, which I feel bad for people who've ever experienced migraines. I never
Yeah.
knew what one was until I started experiencing them. You
Yeah.
can't do anything.
Right.
There was just at least once a week you would be in your bed and not
It's
being able to debilitating.
Oh, without a doubt. Yes.
It is not a headache.
No.
But over time, some symptoms went away, but the
Yes.
stiffness and all the pain lasted for the next year.
Wow.
Every time I went to a doctor or this person or that person, they just said, can't help you. I herniated every single disc in my neck.
Oh, geez.
Not somewhere they're going to perform surgery on, and not something I wanted done on my neck anyway.
Right. So you had some severe cervical issues.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, resonating probably down to your hands and all the works.
the whole 9 yards.
So I guess your career in that particular sport was over.
No, I played the next year.
You did not. Holy cow. All right. This is getting better and better. All right.
I don't let things stop me.
Love it. Listen, I actually love that attitude. I know we're laughing about it, but I think there's so much that people can learn from, and that can inspire so many people, is that we're dealt these cards in life. And it's how we respond and react to them is going to determine the next step for ourselves. Could we throw ourselves a pity party, and could we, clam up and be in that dark room for the rest of our life? We could, right? Or we could do what you did, right? And figure out a way and eventually persevere through it and come out better and play again. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun playing again. I was super nervous the first time.
Yeah.
I was shaking getting back. My parents yelled at me not to go back.
Well, you can understand now, right?
Now looking back, I get it. But
Yeah.
in my mind, I needed to get over it.
Yeah, of course.
I can't live a life being afraid of something.
Yes.
I'm just going to tackle it head on.
Yeah.
And I knew I played for even a year and a half before that. Wow. I knew it was just the way I stepped on the ice.
It was a freak accident.
It was a freak accident.
Yeah.
And if I knew not to do that exact thing again, I'll be fine.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So you overcame it. You got back. So you got back on your horse.
Yeah.
And you got back out there. Mentally, it was probably healthy for you to do that.
Yeah. It was healthy for me to do that, but the pain and the lack of being able to do a lot of stuff still resonated throughout.
Yeah.
Me doing a lot of things. It wasn't until after college where I really started digging down to figure out how I can fix myself. I was told this is my favorite part. I went to a top orthopedic surgeon. I'm obviously not going to mention a name, but I show up in his office.
Yeah.
He sits me down and he goes, I don't know what you want from me. I'm a physician, not a magician.
Oh my gosh. What?
Thanks.
Not exactly what you want to hear from a doctor.
No, the top guy. This is one everyone recommended. Like, go see him.
Yeah.
He can help you. And he's telling me there is nothing he can do for me.
Holy cow. So at this point, you probably had a bunch of tests, MRIs, all that stuff, right?
But
Everything, the works.
That was the point I gave up with him. And I really dug my head down.
You took it upon yourself. I'm going to figure this out.
I'm going to figure this out.
Okay.
And through a lot of trial and error, I was able to actually start to see improvements in myself.
Interesting.
It took about a year after college. I was able to do this for the first time.
Hands over your head.
I cried, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was so happy.
Yeah. Because at that point, you hadn't done it in years.
Right?
My
even
gosh.
driving a car, like,
I couldn't imagine what that must have been like for you.
horrible.
Horrible, yeah. All right. So listen, I know a lot of people have these relatable elements in their lives where, physically they become restricted, whether it be age or another thing that's contributing to them physically being restricted. But based on your story and like this, listen, I'm speaking from my perspective. Like, I would think, my goodness, I can possibly overcome this. It's that element of hope that's so strong that your story gives people right now. I love this. So you got your hands are over your head now. You're experiencing these really great victories. At one point in time, was there like a moment where it's like I figured this out. Like I got it. Like, I can do this, and also this could be something like that could be a career. Did you have that defining moment?
I did. It was right about the point I was able to touch my hands above my head.
Okay.
I loved that. I've always wanted to own my own business. That was since I was young. My parents owned a local real estate company.
Yeah.
So even after college, I didn't know where I was going with my life at that point. So they're like, get your real estate license and do that.
Okay.
Which is working for yourself, if anyone's ever done that field.
Yeah.
So for that, and with seeing how I helped myself, I was like, why don't I put these together?
Yeah.
And that's when it really clicked in my head.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I want to do. So I started working at a bunch of local gyms in the area and worked every single position.
Oh,
I
man.
wanted to know the in or outs of
Really?
the big gyms, the small gyms.
You weren't afraid to work?
No.
No. Okay.
I needed to know.
Yeah. By the way, that's real entrepreneurism, not being afraid to work hard, period. And you got that.
That's what and you need it.
Yeah.
How can I go into a business that I know nothing about?
Right.
Because prior to that, I knew nothing.
Yeah.
So how does the operations work? How's the day-to-day activity like? How do you get people to sign up? How's the sales aspect?
Yes.
How's the training aspect of it? So I went from front desk to janitorial to sales to sales manager.
Every position.
You
learn the ins and out of the entire business.
Everything. Of about 7 different companies.
Wow. No, with the intention of where you are today?
Exactly.
So you knew early on, I want to open up my own place.
Yes.
And your sort of roadmap was, all right, I don't have to try to guess and figure it out on my own. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to a lot of sweat equity, and I'm going to work in every single position, and I'm going to learn as much as I possibly can.
Exactly.
Amazing.
And
amazing.
It took to the point where I was at one of the local gyms in Port Jeff.
Yeah.
I was doing personal training there.
Yeah.
The owner calls me up one day and tells me that he wants to cut the personal training department.
Wow.
And says, look, listen, you can run your own company in the gym. So said, wow.
Opportunity.
Opportunity. So I did that on purpose. I was like, yeah, let's clean it up. I'll start my own company.
Really?
Started my own company. And at that point, my life plan was to go back to college, become a physical education teacher, work up funds to open my own business.
Got it.
Backing.
Yeah, you need capital.
But then that gym ended up closing.
Okay.
I was sitting there. It was about a year into school, and I was like, I don't want to do school anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it. So
yeah,
I said, go.
Yeah, I mean that right. I love that because there does come a point in our lives where we have to just pull the trigger. Yeah. You know, because we can always make an excuse for not to do, a reason not to do something. Always, right? Because here's the thing: perfection doesn't exist.
It doesn't. I've learned that.
Oh, it doesn't. Perfection doesn't exist. So when we're, waiting for all the stars to align in order for us to kickstart something, that all that means is that you're never going to do it. Ultimately, you got to just pull the trigger. And you had your pull the trigger moment. And did you pull the trigger?
I pulled the trigger.
You pulled the trigger.
And I just hopped right into it head first.
Yeah.
That was July 2 years ago.
Wow.
And then put the build out, did it with me and my dad, did the whole thing ourselves.
Wow.
That was a lot of sweat. So I was working as a trainer in the old gym.
Yeah.
After I finished it there, so do 5 a.m. to about 10 a.m.
Yeah.
I would then go to the place, do build out till about 6, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Go home, go to bed, wake up, do it again.
Rinse, repeat. So that's a whole lot of hours that you're putting into this. A whole lot. I mean, you're working your butt off, right? So now you're a year. Let's bring it to present day. Has it been all worth it?
Absolutely.
Would you do it all over again?
100%.
You love it that much?
I love what I do.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I'm not a morning person.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you. I cannot talk normal in the morning. I'm more angry in the morning. I'm unchristian in the morning.
Same.
I get it. I can relate.
But this job has gotten me. I'm at work at 4:45 in the morning.
Wow.
Because it is the only thing in my head that's worth doing.
Wow.
At that time of day.
That's incredible. It's really a fortunate thing when you can mix your passion with your profession and have that equal some type of prosperity. And in this case, like, you are getting to experience that firsthand.
Yeah.
That really is incredible. So
thank you.
Kudos to you. So, all right. So like bringing this all full circle before we move on, like with your story, I mean, it seems like, and please correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like that moment where you fell and you hit your head, and that was a terrible thing that happened. But it seems like all of that is what led you to where you are today.
At that moment, it seemed like this is why me.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was a very big why me. My life's over. What am I going to do with myself? I was pursuing a degree where really not going to go anywhere with psychology. There's no real jobs in that industry.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I wanted in my life. Everyone grew up being like, I want to do this, I want to do this.
Right.
I teetered with the idea of doing meteorology. I always loved that as a kid.
That's cool.
But then I'm looking in, I'm like, well, they make no money, and I can't do my own business doing that.
Yeah.
So in my eyes, there's like an opportune moment.
Yeah.
I really have to give a shout out to my grandfather, who, when he was 16, he had a very similar situation. He got polio. He contracted polio at the age of 16 from Mexico.
Oh my gosh.
And back then, obviously, they didn't have vaccines or anything.
Yeah,
and
it was a big
brand new thing coming out. So he was told by his doctors, you're never going to walk again. It was his right leg.
Oh my gosh.
Stopped growing. So he was put in a wheelchair, and they said, just wrap it up and don't move it.
Oh my gosh.
But him and his father were doing their own outside research looking into it. So they started experimenting, moving it and actually working to build the muscle in it and really helping him. Because in his head, what 16-year-old wants to be bound to a wheelchair for the rest of their life? No one. He ended up being able to walk, being able to run, and lived his whole entire life. He's still alive to this day, but he is still walking.
Holy cow.
And his leg has not grown since he was 16.
Really? That's amazing.
That was
so perseverance.
My inspiration, him.
Right. Wow. So he didn't accept the fact that he could, he was a victim of circumstance. He was like, screw that.
Exactly.
Screw that. Wheelchair? No. I'm going to fix this.
And he became a doctor.
Did he really?
He opened up his own practice over in Massapequa.
Oh my gosh. Your story gets better and better.
Yeah, him and my grandma did it. And then my grandma was the head of the Osteopathic Medicine Association for a long time.
Oh my gosh.
She's the one who was the first woman in the field. And
so your grandmother was a DO?
Yeah, my grandma was a DO. My grandpa was a DO. My aunt's a DO. My uncle's a DO. My brother just became a DO.
Wow, that's a lot of DOs.
Yeah.
A lot of dues.
A lot of dues.
And then you decided not to become a do.
No, my brother was doing it.
Your brother was the do, and you're going to be the do not.
Yes, exactly. He always had the bio pre-med track he really wanted to do.
Yeah.
It was never my thing.
Sure.
I just never felt like, I want to do that.
You were fated to go in a different direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Completely. My goodness. I mean, I absolutely love your story. Now, I do want to talk about your name. You have the coolest real name of anyone I think I've ever met. I met a lot of people with cool names, but they're fake, right? People have their stage names, their pen names. Your real name is actually legit. Yeah. Can you tell everyone your full real name?
Middle name included?
Yes.
Full name is Anthony Octavius Amen.
Yes. Amen to that.
Thank my parents for that.
Octavius, that's amazing.
My dad's going to kill me, but his name is Octavius Augustus Amen.
Holy cow, you're like a superhero name.
Thank them for that. Yeah. It was almost named Octavius. Apparently I was born, and they're looking at me, and they went, Octavius. And they both looked at each other and went, no.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Were you the firstborn? Or?
I was the first male. My sister's older, and I have two younger brothers.
Gotcha.
My sister owns her own business too.
Wow. A family of entrepreneurs and medical professionals, all that stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Very, very cool. All right, so let's talk about your business a little bit more now,
Sure.
because now we understand the backstory of why you started it. I love the inspiration behind it. I love your message. I love your mission. Now let's talk about your business itself. What are you trying to accomplish at your business?
I'll give you my 10-year plan.
Yeah.
So growing up and doing the fitness industry, something I've really learned is there's a huge disconnect between fitness and medicine.
Yeah.
Recently, more and more studies have shown out the benefits of exercise, and recently it's been more and more accepted. But there's still a giant gap. I'm trying to fill that gap.
Yes.
Preventative medicine to me is the route to go, and that's the route I want to take this company.
Yes.
Because diet and exercise can help everyone, especially this country with the obesity epidemic we're experiencing. Cost our, I think the U.S. $167 billion annual.
Wow.
It's something in that number. I think that was rated 2010. It's an insane number.
Oh, wow.
So that's what I really want to do, is pinpoint that way and show people that do this before you get hurt or before you end up in the hospital with that, because healthcare is saturated. Insurance rates, as everyone knows, are through the roof.
Yeah.
But that's because people are constantly going to the doctors.
Right.
The insurance companies aren't paying the physicians.
Right.
So now the physicians have to constantly fill their schedules up with clients. And it's a never-ending cycle that keeps on raising the rates.
Right. And the thing is, their treatments are not actually helping them long term. It's a Band-Aid, and then they have to come back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's something I want to take this company. My dream is you walk into a facility and it has personal training.
Yeah.
It has a registered dietitian, a chiropractor, a physical therapist, an acupuncturist, a massage therapist, all under one name.
Huh.
Now, kind of like insurance,
Sure.
you get a monthly membership to get A, B, C, D, E, depending on your specific needs. Everyone shares your files, so everyone knows. So you don't have to go and explain 200 people your story.
Interesting.
And lose that problem where you're going to physical therapy and you're seeing me, let's say. I get this happen all the time.
Yeah.
So the client coming doesn't know anything they're doing in PT.
Yep.
What are you doing? This. Great.
Yeah.
So why not have a program developed where you can get all of this in one? And that's what I started branching into. I partnered myself up with a registered dietitian and a chiropractor.
Wow.
And I'm working on a partnership with a physical therapist right now. But that way we can all share patients' information.
Right.
And build one program for that individual.
Right. It's a holistic approach to the
Exactly.
patient. Yeah.
Wow, and that's where amazing. I want to take this. And that's where I'm headed.
Wow, what a unique idea. But the way that you explain it, like for now, I'm just talking about from like that patient side. I'm like, how come no one has done this before? Because it sounds like it's perfect. It's like, I wish all medical treatment was like this.
It should be. Huh. Instead of the problem, you go to one doctor, they refer to another, they don't have your information. Now you got to call that primary care doctor.
Right.
Please fax it over. It takes a long time, and they go this. Oh, okay.
Right.
Tell me again what you're here.
Yeah. Oh, just go get another MRI. We need new scans.
Exactly.
It's not ours, you know.
Yeah, those are a week old.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, amazing. Okay. If it's okay, I want to give everyone some practical tips here, but specifically in the world of nutrition. I'm a firm believer that actually just a simple diet change could correct stress, headaches, allergies even. Like, I think it's like all connected, and I don't think people value enough what they're actually consuming. I don't think they realize that. Could we talk a little bit? Is that okay? Like, do you mind talking a little bit about nutrition?
I actually have a nutrition background.
You do?
Work with the dietitian all the time. I hope she doesn't get mad at me.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about nutrition. First, about what I just said. Do you believe that, changing your diet could actually alleviate a lot of problems some people are having?
150 million %. Especially to the flip side, where we have clients that see us 3 days a week, and they go, "Oh, I'm not losing weight. Well, what did you eat this week?" Well, I had McDonald's, and then I had Burger King, and then I went and had a pizza.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm with you an hour and a half. You're doing 3 days a week. I'm with you an hour and a half a week.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me this is my fault that you're not losing weight, and now where you're eating at home?
Yep.
Whereas a simple change in diet can help change everything, especially with what information that's out there. Mm-hmm. I firmly blame influencers and the media for pushing diets that are not good for us.
Yeah.
And that is just the wrong way. People need a name for everything. There's no name for nutrition. Just eat clean.
Yeah.
No, done.
Yeah. There are all these very drastic body shockers. That's what these diets are, and I think it's almost like a cancer, I believe. Now, I listen. Let me give everyone some background. I have none, right? I have no background in this stuff, but I'm a student, right? I'm a student of information, and I'm a good observer, and I know for a fact that I see people, family and friends, they go on these apparent diets once or twice a year, and they lose the weight. It's like, oh my gosh, wow, look at how much weight they lost, and all of a sudden they hit, the holiday season, and they put on, 20 plus an extra 5 pounds, right? And that fluctuation of going 20 to down to 20, up 20, down 20, I'm like, there's no way that's good for you.
That's actually worse than just staying.
Right, exactly.
They've shown, like everything I do with my personal company and how I get all my information is people can fact check me. I'm all into medical journals. I don't ever give advice that I haven't seen in a study that someone ran through medical profession. PubMed, which is a great resource, is run by the government. Check it. Pull up a study, read it. Psychology did help me with that, so thank you. I can read studies very well.
Right. You're not pushing opinion as fact. I get it.
Yeah. There's very specific things. The big one is the new one, keto diet, that everyone's in love with.
Oh, everyone is in love with this one right now.
I'm going to do you mind if I just give a little?
No, please.
It is absolutely horrible for you.
Yeah.
Reason being, they have shown it takes years off your life. If you do the keto diet long term, you will die younger.
Yeah.
There is multiple studies out about that.
Yeah.
You need to have a moderate amount of carbs. People blame carbs. Well, before carbs, we were blaming fat. You can't blame one macronutrient.
Yep.
Carbs are our body's fuel source. Everyone experiences the keto flu, which is where
I've read about that.
Because I know energy. The only thing that gives you energy is carbs.
Yep.
If you're not eating, your body's not functioning properly.
Yep.
Yes, you go to ketosis. Yes, you lose weight. But then what happens is after you lose weight, they show for the first year, the weight loss is gone.
Yes.
And then you permanently destroy your metabolism.
Absolutely.
So the second, because you can't live off the keto diet, it's pretty impractical.
Yes.
You introduce carbs, you gain weight like this.
Right.
And then those people lose, I lost 20 pounds. Talk to them in a year. I gained 60. So you netted plus 40.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, it is. Listen, right now we're dealing with a culture that they want they want to be able to get a result really, really quickly, and they're almost blind to the path. They're like, I don't care the path. Let me just give me the result, and that's the problem.
So true.
But they're not so. But people have to realize is that maybe your result is actually not what is best for you long term.
True.
And I have personal friends that have gone through the keto diet, and in the moment, when they finish their keto sort of system, whatever it is, and they lose their weight. And they're ecstatic about the number that they reached.
Yeah.
Right? But then the months thereafter, I've seen my friends have gotten sick, actual sickness. They lost their energy. They're unable to be active anymore, and it takes them a while for them to recover that type of energy. And so my response to them, I'm like, was it worth it? Is it really worth it? I'm like, why don't you just maintain a weight instead of having this pressure that you have to get it to a certain number that, according to your lifestyle, is harder for you. So maybe a better answer for you is maintain a weight.
You know what he's doing? Weight doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Weight actually plays no role with how healthy you are.
Really?
This is a really good example.
Okay.
I am 200 pounds.
Yeah.
My BMI is considered overweight. I am not overweight by any shape, means, or form.
No.
Reason being is because even doctors, another disconnect I was talking about, still go by BMI. It's a great way to measure 1 million people to get an average. But you don't have the problem where now I have a lot of muscle in my body. Muscle is way more dense than fat is.
Yep.
So I look thin, but I am heavy. I am dense. And flip side could be taken. You take a skinny person. I'm sure everyone has a friend that is thin.
Right,
and they go, well, I don't understand. You eat all you want and you don't gain a pound. I bet you if it measures the body fat, they would be considered overweight.
Really?
Yeah, because they got no muscle in the body.
Oh, interesting.
It's just how our body's shaped. Everyone's different across the board. And it's pretty much, don't worry about that. Worry where your body fat is. Get in a set norm, because if you're skinny fat, that's the worst type.
Yeah.
Reason being is because you have fat in your body, but it's on the inside. That's all visceral fat, they call it.
Okay.
That's fat that's building on your organs.
Right.
That's fat that's going to cause cardiovascular disease.
Right.
That's not good.
No. Let's get rid of that.
Yeah, let's get rid of that and work on that.
All right, cool. But before we transition to another question that I have for you, can you give us one practical piece of advice for someone who, is not currently in a gym, they're not exercising regularly, but they're just not happy with themselves? What would be step one for them?
Get moving. Before anything else, you get moving, you start releasing more serotonin and dopamine in your brain, just some exercise. So
just simple movement.
Simple movement. And that alone is going to make you more motivated to start eating healthier and to start moving more.
So there's a psychological sort of component to this.
Absolutely. People work out just for stress because of the effects you get afterwards. Stress is the most underutilized stress management tool. You're depressed, you have bad anxiety, go work out.
Interesting.
It's a really effective drug.
Right.
And it doesn't have side effects that are going to put you in a chair.
I love that. All right, that's great. Now I know we have a mutual friend, and I wanna bring her up a little bit. Her name is Krista, right? And she owns a restaurant,
Pita Pit.
Pita Pit, yes, over in Hop Hog. Now she's been on the show, and
she's awesome.
She's awesome as well. Yep.
And Dina.
all of them, the whole fam, right? And so she's has a new startup as well.
Yep.
Right. So as a new startup, she's literally a couple months old. You're within a year or maybe a little bit longer.
13 months.
13 months or so.
Not that I'm counting.
What as a new startup like Krista is, what is sort of like one of the biggest challenges you've had with running a business?
Oh, God, there's so many. The hardest part for me was pulling away. You constantly have this thing as a new entrepreneur. I need to be there 24/7.
Yeah.
This place cannot function without me.
Yep.
That is not the mindset you want to take. And I've learned that the first 6 months, I kind of got sick a lot because I wasn't sleeping. I was doing 16-hour shifts and I was I was burned out.
Yep.
And your enthusiasm starts to fade away. Your why kind of disappears. And I started noticing that. I wasn't excited to go to work anymore. I kind of lost my drive a little bit to train people. I was like, this is not okay. This is actually hurting my business more than me staying here and working.
Yeah.
I have to trust the people that I put in place to run it, and then I can go work on other things outside.
Yes.
So that's something I learned at I go to a bunch of fitness expos and listen to people.
Yep.
There's a bunch of fitness business podcasts. I love them. So just learn from that. I've learned that.
Yeah. That's that balance between working your business and working on the business, right? You work in it or work on it. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs, they get lost in between those two lines right there.
Yeah.
And being able to bring on the right team is key.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can't wear every single hat.
It's impossible.
It's absolutely
Can I give the best
impossible.
advice I've ever heard in my life?
Please.
This is not mine, so I'm stealing it. There are $10 an hour jobs, there are $100 an hour jobs, and there are $1,000 an hour jobs. as a fitness business owner, you have all three in the beginning, or any business, you have all three. Why are you doing the $10 an hour jobs? Why not put your focus now into the $100 and $1,000 an hour jobs? And then eventually you go away from the $100 an hour jobs and you work on the $1,000 an hour jobs, which is getting yourself out and doing things other people in business won't do to help grow your business. That was like eye-opening. I'm like, why didn't I see it that way? All this paperwork I'm doing and payroll reports and blah, 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 and scheduling. I can hire someone for $13 an hour to do it, and I can focus on something even bigger. And that's what I really started doing. And that was the best advice I've ever heard.
That's amazing, actually. I love the way that you outline that. It's a great framework.
Yeah.
Man, that's great.
It was eye-opener.
Well, I'm going to just let you take ownership of that quote. That's going to be yours.
Thank you.
It's yours to me. All right. Now, Krista Pita, she also actually raised the question. I had put an online poll, and I was saying, hey, I'm going to be interviewing a bunch of people on my podcast. You know, what are some questions I should ask? And since she's a mutual friend, she submitted a question. I'm going to throw it your way. It's not a hard one, but Krista from Pita Pit asked the question, if someone right now was willing to give you $1 million for your business, would you take it? Why or why not?
Someone was going to offer me $1 million right now. Would I take it for my business? Am I allowed to open up another business with $1 million?
You can do whatever you want.
No, I probably wouldn't.
You wouldn't take it. Why?
No, I would never find something I love, and $1 million is enough to live on for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So, plus I'd be bored. I need to be doing something all the time.
Yeah.
So I couldn't. I would be super excited. I'd be like, you want to offer that to me? I don't think I could.
Yeah.
I love doing what I do.
Yes.
And I would use it and maybe fix my business. They want to just lend me $1 million and I'll
right there you go.
Open up a little
trying to negotiate something with them. Yeah, but listen, you've been able to find a profession that is your passion. So that's a real gift. So I understand wanting to like hold on to that as much as possible. What about a book? What is the last book or a book that you've read that you just would really recommend?
Oh, I just read an awesome book, Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. That was the best book I think I've ever read in my life, which, by the way, another really good piece of advice I learned. I read when I was 12, 13, and then I stopped the rest of my life unless I had to. Yeah. And recently I heard if you're not reading 7 to 12 books a year, you're doing something wrong in your life. Yeah. And I started reading again. I've learned so much. Right. And that book just stands out. Yeah.
That is a great book. I've read it. I've read that as well. And by the way, just on the book topic, there's really no excuse for people not to read these days because even technology has allowed us to listen to books. Not that I don't listen to a lot of books. I do listen to some. Like if I'm on the plane, I don't have a physical book. I'll do that through Audible or something like that. But for me, I like physical pages. I don't know how you are. Like I'm a physical pages. I like turning them. I actually write a lot of notes in books because I'll underline things and I like going back to them. So, go to the Audible. You could do the audiobooks at a convenience, but I recommend everyone buy the actual book because that's really one of the only ways to really use it as reference moving forward in your life. And, dog ear it or highlight it or underline it or whatever the case may be. You're going to pull a lot of things.
And you can pass it on.
And then you can pass it on.
That's what I do. I actually read it and then I gave it to one of my staff members, and that's what we do. We just share books. Yeah. Hey, this one was really good. I learned a lot of good stuff from it. Yep. Take something from it. Yeah. Yeah, I've influenced a lot of that stuff into my business, and it's a good driver. It's a good realization of my why. Yeah. Why am I doing this? Yes. It wakes you up, and that book really woke me up again. Yeah. It's like, wow. My motivation's back. Let's go.
Let's end talking about the culture over at your business. Okay. I know you probably have a team over there.
Oh yeah.
Right. So tell everyone about the culture at your business.
I want everyone to sit down and envision a 2,000 square foot facility. So it's all one-on-one training. We do have some small group classes, but the culture is family. I get to know every single one of my members there. Really? More than just their name. I make it my job too, because that's the way people get motivated to come, and that's the way they help them. I am not doing this business for the money. I'm going to be very clear. Not that my parents would agree if they're listening to this, but they were going to give me their real estate business when they retired. Wow. But I had no passion for it. It was this I love doing, and I love helping people so much that I didn't need to pay rent and payroll. I probably would do it for free, just to help people improve their quality of life. And that's I really genuinely want to help people. Yeah, and that's really want to take my life is help people achieve things. I got a guy who started with me. He came in on a scooter. He had spinal surgery that went wrong. They severed nerves in his lower back. He lost movement in most of his right leg. I got him on a walker in 6 months.
Holy cow.
I had him doing a plank a couple weeks ago. A plank.
What? That's amazing.
Yeah. He's improved so much. And seeing that's payment enough.
Yeah.
I took a warrior out of one of my first clients. She got a new lung, a new hip, a new knee. And
she's bionic.
Basically, we call bionic woman. Love her. Love you, Linda. But got her from nothing to squatting 135 pounds.
What? This is
possible.
Incredible. That's incredible. You know, it is, honestly, listen, I'm gonna give you some more just, I don't know, I'm just gonna impress upon you some more amazing things, because your story, I think, honestly, because you're a believer in what you do, because you've actually been through it, versus, and I'm not trying to discredit other people that are personal trainers or in the fitness world. I'm not trying to discredit them, but it's definitely different to have someone in your role who's literally gone through a traumatic experience and come through the other side successfully. And then your treatment, I don't know, your approach to them must be so different. Yeah, like, honestly, this is the first time I'm meeting you, right? Right? I've never been to your fitness place.
Never.
I've never been a patient of yours. I should come though. And so this is the first time I'm meeting you, but like, I can already tell you're a person of integrity. Like, your story is amazing. You genuinely believe that what you're doing can change people's lives.
Absolutely.
Because it changed yours.
Absolutely.
And that's amazing.
1,000,000%. It's great. I see some, like I said, no discredit to the people.
Yeah,
but you see people like trainers, they put people on machines.
Sure.
Because it's laziness. It's not wanting to learn. It's not wanting to really help the person. But a machine that you go to the gym, you're doing circuit training, let's say.
Yeah.
It doesn't help you.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But they set you in a range of motion that might not be ideal for you. And those aren't movements you're doing in your day-to-day life. So everything we do is more functional training.
Oh, okay.
We do suspension training, functional training. I do have cables in the facility.
Yeah.
And we're going to teach you stuff that you have never done in your life. And I promise you that.
Wow.
Because it helps. That's what research shows helps. And that's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really a firm believer in all of that.
Yes.
Stabilization is... I love balance exercises. That's my favorite.
Really?
I squatted on a stability ball once. That was my life achievement. For those that don't know what that is, it's a yoga ball. It's just a round ball, and I squatted 20 pounds on it. I was very happy.
I would probably fall and die.
I don't recommend. No one do it.
Right. Do not try this at home.
Super unsafe.
Wow, amazing. So your facility and your programs, it's not just for people who have experienced an injury, right?
Correct. We have people that just want to come lose weight. A lot of people use training for the accountability, whereas they had run the motivational show on their own. So they're like, if I'm paying you, I'm coming.
Yes.
And that's awesome. I feel like some people's therapists at some points, which is fine. I love talking to people.
Yeah.
But everything.
Yeah.
We also do special needs training.
Oh, okay.
Which is another big thing
Wow.
we're into. Love that.
Wow.
We set up obstacle courses and they run around.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you said before, movement is important.
Movement is key, even especially for them. Yeah. It helps with behavior.
Really?
So you've seen cases where parents have come to us and like they're so thankful, like they're so much more well behaved because it calms down their brain, helps them focus more. That's the beauty of exercise.
Wow.
It helps hundreds of things that people don't even put a counter.
Yeah.
Weight loss, people come to us, fine, but that's not why I do it. That's a side effect of exercise. That just happens. That's so amazing. Many other benefits to it.
That's amazing. So, all right, listen, I'm a firm believer. I've drank the Kool-Aid, what you're saying here, because it's incredible. It really is. But I got to be honest, like everything that you're sharing with me, it sounds like it's really high end. It's really expensive. It's only for rich people.
Not at all.
You know. So like, give me the rundown though, because this is definitely not your typical gym. It's not your typical fitness center, or this is literally like everything. And I would think like the Kim Kardashian is the only people that can afford this. So like, outline it to me. Like, how does it work?
So I understand everyone has to be able to afford stuff because I want to help people, so I keep everything very affordable.
Okay.
Something to show the value of what we do. Mm-hmm. I don't have commitments on anything that we do for training. Huh. So most gyms lock you into like a year contract, 6 months, because they don't trust what they do. So in their minds, I'm going to lock you in, I'm going to sell you, and that's it, you're mine.
Yeah.
I don't do that. We give our clients to cancel whenever they want.
Yeah.
Just come sign a piece of paper. There doesn't have to be a certain person you have to talk to. It takes 3 seconds. I'm not trying to keep you there. I only want you there if you want to be there. So that shows how much I know what I'm doing is working.
Yes.
And I've seen clients have stayed with me for years just because they love what they get out of it. I don't do your sign-up fees, your annual fees.
Yes.
I'm just going to charge you because I'm bored fee I see all the time. But it's people pay price per session. We bill out bi-weekly. You get a free membership with it.
Wow.
So if you do training once a week, you get to come work out whenever you want for free.
Wow.
And I encourage people to do that because
oh my gosh,
you check in, you get points, and you win free stuff. I want you to come use the facility because then I know you're working out. I can make sure you're staying safe.
Yeah, yeah.
And I love having everyone there.
Oh my goodness.
Probably
no one probably wants to leave though at that point.
Yeah, I don't care.
They probably have like sleeping bags, you know?
I've slept in my office. That's another Yeah, it's totally relaxed atmosphere. We're there to help people. You don't have to worry about the gym and titties. We don't body builds. We don't do that.
Yes.
That's not us. If you want to go to the gym, if you want to lift 600 pounds over your head, whatever.
Yeah. This is not for them.
Not for them. This is for the people that are coming from nothing, generally want to change their lives. And those are the people I love helping. And that is basically us in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's amazing. Listen, you're a good guy, honestly, and your business is serving the community in a very, very, very big way. You know, so I wish you guys honestly nothing but the best. I hope you guys scale and build lots of locations because more people need to be, aware of what you're doing. And I think the only way for you to do that is you got to scale, right? Hopefully there's plans.
There always is plans.
Yeah, yeah. We'll keep it there.
Down the line,
fingers are crossed.
Hoping more locations.
Yes.
I don't want to stop at one. Like I told you, my dream is a big facility and multiple of them.
Sure, sure.
Keep it locally based. So I'm not leaving Long Island. It'll all be Eastern Suffolk County.
Yep.
Sorry, Smithtown's far.
You know what's funny? On the side note, we'll end on this. Is you're saying Smithtown is far from Mount Sinai. I grew up in Nassau County, East Meadow. Smithtown was like, oh my God, we got to pack a bag because we're staying overnight. It's so far,
and it's only like 15 miles.
Right, it's just 2 counties, right? And that's it. And then you're saying within a county, it's too far. So that's funny. Life out in Suffolk County is definitely different, right?
Yeah, especially the more east you go.
Oh,
there's actually land.
It exists. I know it's pretty crazy to think of. But listen, thank you so much for coming out. Honestly, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for sharing your passion and your story. And keep on doing what you're doing. I mean, you are literally someone who's changing people's lives every single day, and you should be proud of it. It sounds like you are. You know,
I'm very happy.
Yeah, yeah. Very cool, man. Well, I'm gonna have to have you back. We're gonna have to have follow-up stories.
Okay.
And we're gonna have you be like our resident fitness expert.
I can do that. Just call me up if you have a question.
Yeah, and you're gonna help build healthier entrepreneurs. You know.
I like it.
Yeah, there you go.
We actually started doing that. We started working with local businesses.
Oh, is that right?
Where we do team training classes.
Really?
Because it helps build bonding upon members. Yep. And when you go through adversity together, you're more likely to stick together.
Oh, yeah, team building exercises.
Team building.
Yeah, love that.
Love it.
Yeah. Great idea. Great idea. We got to collaborate more then.
Absolutely.
I'm in. All right. So where can everyone find you? Tell them one more time your name, the name of your business, where it is, where they can find you online, all that good stuff.
My name is Anthony Amen, owner of Redefine Fitness over in Mount Sinai, New York. You can find us at Redefine Fitness Mount Sinai on Facebook and on Instagram. Also, my personal one is Anthony Amen Fitness. No one else has that last name, so you can easily find it. But yeah, we're happy to have anyone down, do free assessments.
That's
just
awesome.
To see if we could change your life.
There you go. So guys, if you have any questions, I think it starts with a movement, like he was saying. Move. But I would move to calling him and reaching out because he can really help you out. It seems like during this initial assessment that you'll give more than just a general assessment, that you care about people and you'll really help them get to the next step.
Half an hour pretty much just talking and then we go on the floor and do assessment work. But I want to get to know people.
Yeah.
I want to know your why.
Yeah. Because everything has to be custom tailored to them.
Exactly.
Love it. Well, there you go, guys. Follow him. It sounds like I'm going to start following you even more online because I'm sure that your daily life is inspiring. So I'm gonna stalk you all the time if that's okay. And I think everyone should stalk him, and everyone honestly should reach out to him and join his fitness. You'll call it a studio? Is that a way?
Yeah, it's a personal training studio.
So everyone should join his personal training studio. It's really incredible. It sounds like an amazing environment. The accountability there is strong, and the results are even stronger. So go check it out. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, don't fear the process, and don't fear grit. We'll see you next time. Take care, guys.